El Show Latino was at the press conference the mayor held this past Wednesday, July 21st, 2010. Mayor Cory Booker highlights the critical economic conditions for the largest city in New Jersey. The city faces critical challenges, says the mayor, and it appears that the city council holds the key to ease the pain. The mayor spoke about the belt tightening that must take place, that undoubtedly will cause the elimination of some services to city employees and that can affect more readily Newark citizens. The mayor went on to indicate his frustration over the acceptance of his balanced budget by the city council that he submitted this past June 1st, 2010, to then have that same budget rejected by this new term council. He noted that at this point, the only constitutional right for changes to the budget lies with the city council. Booker praised the members of the city council as capable and good people who need to come together very quickly to come up with a balanced budget by the required timeline. He indicated that if the timeline is not met, the state can come in and assess taxes to the citizens in order to submit a balanced budget. Is politics going to reign, or will the mayor and council work together for the benefit of the citizens of Newark? Can Newarkers sustain another property tax increase? Are the unions going to share in the pain? Is Mayor Booker going to face the FOP the way Governor Christie had to face the NJEA? These are questions that remain to be answered. Here are some clips from the press conference.
I want to just start from the beginning again, things we all know, and let you all know that we are obviously in a state, a national and global economic downturn. It is the greatest economic crisis of my lifetime that we've seen. Unemployment is high all over the United States of America and showing no signs of any substantive decline. Foreclosure is actually on a rise, and many newspaper headlines right now are talking about double dips. We have about 2,500 families right now in Newark that are at risk of foreclosure, which means they're behind on at least one foreclosure payment. And we know all across Newark, New Jersey, our nation, in fact globally, families are struggling to make ends meet. New Jersey is also, as we know, seeing an unprecedented fiscal decline in terms of its governmental budgets that have impacted the city of Newark, as well as cities all across the state in a very significant way. During my administration's first term, we took significant steps to begin to reduce spending and to find ways to increase revenue. We took millions and millions of dollars out of the budget. We reduced city employees by over 17% in non-uniform employees. We had a strategy to eliminate the city's need for reliance to eliminate a long-time reliance the city has had on non-reoccurring revenue and short-term budget fixes. Despite a lot of success over the first 4 years, and the responsibility was taken by the municipal council as well as by the mayor, this year we have new issues and new challenges that have left a stunning impact on the decisions that our city has had to make. And let me be specific about what some of the new information we know is. We have lost $27.4 million in state aid, which puts us about at the top of cities in New Jersey for loss of state aid. And we are not complaining about this. We're not pointing fingers. We know that our state government is in a time of fiscal crisis as well, and that is just a fact. $27.4 million less. In addition, we have lost programs like the pension deferral program, which means that we now have to pay, well, last year we were able to avoid a major pension payment. Now our pension payment from going from virtually nothing last year now is $65 million. And in 2011, $40 million in non-reoccurring revenue from the Port Authority settlement has now been lost, will be lost. So this is a powerful loss of revenue and resources from the city. In addition to a time that a lot of our revenue streams locally are being impacted, payroll taxes, parking taxes, and other tax revenues that we rely on as abundant sources are being affected by this economy. These are all issues and elements that were out of our control that have put us in a very, very difficult situation. And in addition to this, though, in addition to losing revenue, I want to paint a very specific picture about what has been happening in terms of expenditures. The city's expenditures are growing at a rate that is outpacing the revenue that we're receiving. So as income has decreased, revenue has also increased. And this is largely due to salary, healthcare, and pension costs. Healthcare costs have grown from approximately $58 million in 2005 to $78 million in 2010. Another example is prescription costs alone have increased from $13.2 million to $20.5 million. Statutory expenses, pension, FICA, unemployment insurance have also increased by $27 million over the last 4 years alone, from $32 million to $66 million. So we now see an economy that has caused massive shortfalls in revenue. We have seen an economy that has had a lot of our robust streams of revenue, local taxes, again, payroll, parking, hotels, delinquent tax collections begin to dry up. And we've seen a cost of government that has been mushrooming at rates that have been simply stunning. We are, like all cities in our states, put in an untenable financial crisis. Cities all across our state have been taking very dramatic action. Newark is not alone. Jersey City's closed its police academy. Hoboken, Irvington, and New York have seen dramatic tax increases. Irvington, our neighbor, has been laying off police and fire. These are not isolated incidents. This is a reality that is being faced by 566 municipalities, county government, and the state government as a whole. Everyone is making dramatic changes.